everyone, and welcome back to another episode of In the Garden, presented by A Gardener's Notebook. I'm Douglas E. Welch. For more information, you can always visit the website, douglasewelch.com. Now, while spring usually springs forth when we get our first winter rains here in Los Angeles, we're seeing some signs as well. Here you can see a bud starting on our locust tree. Now, the interesting thing about this is the locust can sometimes throw off limbs from a lower level right from the trunk. It looks rather interesting when it does that. Here you can see the leaves have started to sprout. Like many trees, the locust starts leafing from the top down. So often you don't notice it right away until you begin looking into the upper reaches of the tree. Our elm tree does much the same thing. Our potatoes are continuing on apace, although something else has found them quite tasty. I don't know quite what's eating up these leaves yet. Could be slugs or snails, could be some sort of insect. I haven't seen signs of exactly what it might be. Here you can see our sweet potatoes growing in the background. They have suddenly leaped ahead. The white potatoes are a little slower growing, but these sweet potatoes have jumped up, a good 4 to 5, 6 inches since I last showed them in last week's episode. They are going gangbusters, and you see me here kind of hilling up some more dirt around them. I'll actually need to add some more soil from my garden soil bags to make sure that they keep growing really well. If you grow roses, you'll often see suckers appearing from below the grafting junction in your hybrid roses, and this is what happens when they can become very vigorous and actually flower on their own. Now, the odd part is actually like these red roses, this old style rugged rose probably only blooms once per year. Maybe I'll actually try and take some cuttings off of this, but in the meantime I'll have to cut it back so it doesn't sap the strength from the rose as a whole. Checking in on our new plantings from last month, this is the Akuba, or Akuba, depending how you pronounce it, the variegated shade plant. Both plants are looking okay. We won't know for a while yet exactly how they fare, but right now they're looking like they're settling in. Here's the Schefflera we also planted. This is the one I'm most concerned about. As you can see, it's right by the base of these trees, and this is a heavily tree-rooted area, and I've had plants find a hard time growing in this area. I'm going to keep a close watch on him, and if he starts to get too sickly, I may move him elsewhere. But until then, looks good for now. Our Aralia along the back wall is settling in as well. This one I expect to do well because I've already had one of these in a garden, although in a different area. I'm hoping he grows up and helps to kind of cover up part of this cement wall we have in the backyard here. And as if to prove that a Ficus benjamina tree is indeed a fig, here are some figs growing on my ficus trees. They don't grow very large, but I do understand they are good food for various types of birds, so hopefully they'll come in and have a feast. The trees are absolutely covered with these figs, and I must say it's probably the biggest crop I've ever seen in the 16 years we've owned this garden. Well, that's it for this episode of In the Garden. For more information, you can always visit the website douglasewelch.com. Until next time, keep growing, keep planting, keep enjoying your garden, and keep digging.